back. The time is now.
Hello everybody, welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We are live on a Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. in the UK, 3:30 in the United States of America. Welcome all, one and all, Mighty Win, Andy Bell. What is Predator doing?
I've got no idea.
Just before we go live too, he decides to do that. Anyway, Predator is there. We're gonna mute him for a second. Corey and Peter. Welcome. Peter making his comeback after taking a sabbatical. He's back, though. He's back. Welcome back, buddy. And I didn't think we were going to talk about Isak again. Now, let me tell you this, a clarification for fans out there, because I know a lot of you are like, man, why do we got to keep talking about Isak? Let's talk about what we have. And we will, and we have to do that. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we are a Newcastle United channel, and we got to cover the latest trending stories in Newcastle United. So we have to bring him up because now it looks like he's taking legal action against Newcastle, against Luke Edwards in the Telegraph. But Luke Edwards chose to say that insiders from the club told him this story, that he was down tooling, and obviously they work for Newcastle United. So does it all correlate, or is it all of this? Is it fake news? We're going to discuss that with the panel. We got a lot of news to talk about, though, as well. Walter Matic, training for Germany. Good lad. We're going to get into Peter's takes. We haven't heard from him in a while, so we want to get what he thinks of the transfer window. Predator as well, who is Mighty Win's love child. There you go. It looks like Mighty Win a little bit. And it got glasses and bald. You can't fake it. You can't fake it. There you go.
Mr. Shithead.
We're gonna get Andy Bell's take on the whole window. We didn't get him on the transfer deadline show, and of course Corey's takes on this whole situation. Everybody, what do we think about this whole situation? I heard that Predator and Win were talking behind the scenes and saying this is Isak trying to stay relevant, and I know that's something that will sound appealing to Newcastle fans. We don't like him, but why? Really? He's gonna do all of that to stay relevant to who? I don't know. I don't know if I buy that theory. But let's talk about it, fellas. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, become a member if you can, super chat. That way you get your comment up front and you can be part of the conversation. So do that if you can. You can gift memberships away as well. So, all right, Mighty Win, you weren't supposed to be here, but you're here, man.
Can't stay away.
Now, I was going, because he lied to me, as usual. I was going to praise him for coming up with this information about Callum Wilson and Shay Given. I was really prepared to praise you and give you, man, you are the ultimate proper ITK. And then you said that you read it on X. So it's
No, I didn't read it on X.
So, but at the time, like 3 weeks ago.
Whenever it was, I can't remember when exactly it was. But when we were on air, I got a WhatsApp from a pal of mine who said he'd just been talking to his pal, who I know is a pal of Shay Given. And he said Callum Wilson had been saying to Shay Given that he'd had words and the what is it they call it?
And they were doing like an England thing. Was it England?
Yes, committee that they've got. I forget what they call it. The leadership group. That's right.
Yeah.
The leadership group had words, and Callum particularly had words with Eddie Howe, saying, "How come Isak is still playing when we can see he's not trying to have us? Why are you playing him instead of me? Why am I not getting a chance? I'm fit again now. Why am I not getting a chance?" To which Eddie allegedly replied, "If I was to drop Isak and put you in, I would get crucified." Words to that effect. So it was too late by the time we got off air to ring him. So I rang Paul the following day and said, is this fact from your mate? Da-di-da-di-da. He says, it's all over X now anyway. So he says you can go and see it on X. So I didn't take it any further than that. But then I went, he sent me the X link, and I went on, and sure enough, there it was, the conversation reported between Callum Wilson and Shea Given. And that is allegedly what Luke Edwards is referring to when he says insiders were saying from the cup final onwards that Isak was playing. I don't think he's specific. He's very careful. Specifically, does not say deliberately trying not to. What he said that was the insiders, which I assume is this leadership group, was saying he's playing as if he doesn't want us to get Champions League.
Now, here's the thing.
A subtle difference between the two.
Well, nobody wants to get sued, do they? That's why they're doing that. Nobody wants to get sued. They want to be, they want to be hearsay type thing. Now, they're all saying about the same thing. Is it easy to prove? I don't think so. Maybe that's why Isak is threatening maybe to take legal action because he can't. Nobody can prove that he wasn't hurt or that he missed.
When I saw Isak legal action in the news, the headline in this morning, I says, "Get in," because I thought it was PIF going to be suing Liverpool for tackling.
Well, listen. Before we go to Andy Bell and everybody else take on this,
which I think would be far easier to prove, by the way.
Well, yeah, that would be certainly. Let's go with what Goldbridge, his report, on the whole situation. What he had to say about this, not his opinion, but reading basically what the information is. So let's talk about that. Let's listen to him.
Alexander Isak may well be taking legal action against Newcastle Football Club. And at the end of the day, who would blame him? This all comes down to a piece of information that came out on Twitter today from the journalist Chris Williams, saying that sources informed via individual inside Universal 22 they are looking at whether there's a defamation of character case to answer for the publication of highly controversial, unverified remarks in a UK national newspaper about Isak deliberately trying to sabotage matches. And basically, this is obviously in relation to an article in The Telegraph where Luke Edwards has said on Twitter as well, some insiders at Newcastle suggested from April onwards, Isak was behaving and playing like someone who did not want the team to qualify for the Champions League, as he knew it would make it harder for him to explain to Eddie Howe and the supporters why he wanted to go.
Okay, so that's the information. No opinion, because I don't care to know his opinion. But I want to know the information that's out there. So that's what's being out there. Now, he may have a case. We're going to get into Predator, who thinks he doesn't. But Andy Bell, what do you make? It's all hearsay, really, but can't prove that he was down to him. How can you prove that?
I personally, but I mean, you threw this on us 20 minutes before we came online. I wasn't aware of it before we came online. Look, it's easy to throw the accusations when you look at some of his performances before. After the cup final, towards the end of the season, his goals went down. But I honestly think the legal actions just to keep up appearances. You can't have someone make an accusation about you like that and not challenge it. Otherwise, it looks as if you're guilty of sin.
Yeah, but you got to follow through with it, or else.
Yeah, you've got to follow through with it. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it in the first place? I personally think it's just his people around him explaining, look, you can't have that said about you and not do anything about it. Otherwise, you're going to lose face with people. I honestly don't have no more to say about it, because ultimately we don't know, and I don't like to comment on things that I haven't really got any knowledge on. I hope it's false.
But let me ask you this question then: if somebody from the club told Luke Edwards this information, and Luke Edwards, rightly so, he posts it on his news outlet, and Isak feels threatened by it, or he feels like they're defaming him, like Wayne defames me all the time. Why wouldn't he have a case?
Not defamation when it's true.
No, so why wouldn't? I mean, because people are saying he's not suing Newcastle. Well, he might as well be, because Luke Edwards can say, I'm not reliable for this because these are my sources. They told me, these people here told me this information. So therefore, they go against those people that work in Newcastle United.
It may get to a point, Chris, that if Luke Edwards gets taken to court, then the subpoena to provide who his source was. Now he's got two choices at a point. He can either keep up stum and hope to keep that source for future dealings, or he reveals who it is. And if he does reveal who it is and it is true, then that opens a different kind of worms, in my opinion, because then you haven't got he said, she said, you've got physical evidence, so you've got some form of evidence where Isak has got a case. Other than that, from my experiences in employment tribunals, disciplinaries, things like that, he said, she said, there can't be a ruling because ultimately there's no evidence.
Yeah. Predator, unmute yourself there because I muted you because there was a noise there. So go ahead and there you go. So you think that he's trying to stay relevant with Newcastle fans?
Not much relevant, but I find it. I don't see how anybody can prove it either way. Luke Edwards is not. He's not obliged to come out and tell him who's told him this.
Well, if a judge says that he does.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't have to.
Well, or go to jail, I guess.
Won't know, is he? So he's not going to tell anybody who's done it. So can the club prove he did down tools? Probably not. Can he prove that he didn't down tools? Probably not. So for me, it'll go nowhere.
Okay.
It'll just go nowhere.
Super chat in there from Michael McIntyre.
Yeah, we got a super chat. Michael, he's sending a super sticker. Thank you very much, Michael, for that. Appreciate you, buddy. So, Corey, well, you're majors in economics, but not legal action. But no, you're not a lawyer. But regardless, do you see this going anywhere? Do you see Newcastle being dragged into this? What do you make of this?
No, I think it's a bit of a nothing story, to be honest. Like Predator said, there's no way you can prove it either way, regardless of sources or anything like that. To me, the story doesn't even make much sense. If he was trying to downplay his value and he didn't want to get into the Champions League, it kind of contradicts itself, because you think if he managed to get Newcastle into the Champions League, then that would have increased his value. I can kind of see where he's coming from. Maybe if he didn't get into the Champions League, he could have requested a lower transfer fee, but it's just a bloody weird story to me. It's like an ugly bloody divorce or ex-girlfriend. It doesn't make much sense, and I think it's a bit of a nothing story, to be honest.
Gotcha. Peter, you okay, we're going to get to you in a second. Peter, what do you make of this? Is it a non-story like everybody else? Well, I mean, why is this happening? I mean, what do you make of it?
I think it's ridiculous, really. I think, like Andy touched on earlier, I can only think it must be a gesture. It's a gesture from Isak's camp to keep up appearances, to kind of make people basically put that fire out. There's a fire that's brewed. That started, with rumours about him not trying and trying to sabotage last season. So I think they've just thought, well, we need to put something out there that dampens that. Can't see any way that they would go the whole hog and actually try and sue someone. I think it's just, let's create a headline, make people kind of see that we're not standing for that. But in terms of actually proving, like taking someone to court, just seems ridiculous. I mean, I actually think that when you look back last season, I thought his performances were strange. I mean, no one knows whether he was down to him as far back as then. I'm not saying he definitely was, but he just tailed off massively, didn't he, after the final? So who knows? I mean, again, if we're kind of throwing theories out there, but one theory could be, if we don't get Champions League, he can then turn around and go, well, it's going to be easy for me to go now because I'm a Champions League player. I'm good enough for that level. Whereas if we get Champions League, you might think, fuck, I'm stuck here. That's just theory, obviously, but yeah, I don't think it'll go anywhere, this story. I think it's just, like I said, it's damage control. It's just like a gesture.
Interesting. Matty Gorman, super chat. Thank you for the super chat. He says, this article was born out of spite, pure spite, because Luke Edwards was proven wrong at every turn during the summer. Isak should sue the pants off him. Here's the thing about Luke Edwards. and people here, I've criticized Luke Edwards because when I think he's soft, or when I think his questions make no sense to the presser. I've spoken with Luke Edwards also via email, and not about this situation, but just other stuff. But he I just talk to people straight up. I don't sugarcoat. I don't try to get on their best side or whatever. But in this particular situation, I don't see why he's wrong. Because if his sources told him the PIF says he's not going to be sold, why shouldn't he report? Why should he say the opposite? He needs to say what he's told. And if at the end PIF folds, that's not his problem. That's not up to him. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand the hate towards Luke Edwards. Well, especially from Liverpool fans. Obviously, he said stuff that you guys don't agree with or didn't want to hear at the time. But from Newcastle fans, I really don't understand the hate, really, when it comes to information. But thank you anyway for the super chat. So, but the majority of you think this is a non-story, which is good. I don't want Newcastle to be.
Interesting from Iris. I'd say the UK press have qualified protection under UK law to protect the confidentiality of their sources through Section 10 of the Contempt of Court Act 1981. Now, obviously, I haven't looked that up.
Somebody else had been brought up on that as well, and I know it's a bad name to mention on football, but Tommy Robinson had something about that where they arrested him in a court and wanted to arrest him in an airport. Sorry, they wanted to take his phone, but because he was travelling as a journalist, he was protected. He was able to keep his phone because it's protected under that act.
That's interesting. Now, here there's a guy. It's all for nothing. Says you're allowed an opinion, but you're not allowed to write a newspaper article with that opinion in it, especially if it's defamation of character. But see, first of all, we gotta separate two. An opinion is not the same as information. Two different things when it comes to journalism. People need to understand that. Sometimes journalists put articles based on opinion only, just like all of us here having an opinion. But information means that they are getting information from a source within the club, from the player, from the agent, whoever, telling them something. So they have to quote it, and they have to put it on there that there's a source that told them blah, blah, blah. Now, that could be – now, of course, you can be liable to be sued if it's not true, but you also got to prove that it isn't true. So I don't – listen, I don't know where this is going to go, but this is certainly something that's a turning story right now related to Newcastle United. For whatever reason it is, they're trying to be negative towards the club or whatever it is, we don't know, and we don't know where it's going to go. But it is what it is, I guess.
You're not going to like it. Can we just stop talking about Isak?
Yeah, but the one story about him that does interest me is it was reported yesterday that apparently a player in the training squad had to be pulled away from Isak, trying to talk him to stay. I'd be so intrigued who it is who wanted to have a go at Isak. I've got my suspicions, but I'd like that to come out. That's more interesting.
Well, that could be Joe Linton, because I heard that it was his compatriot had to be pull the guy. I mean, there could only be Joe Linton or I don't know, one of the Swedish.
His compatriot would be Elanga, wouldn't it?
No, but I'm saying, but they were laughing and they were doing that. I think it's more Joe Linton because they haven't liked the post. They haven't acknowledged him. Now, the agent did have something to say, though, about this whole situation, the twat. Let's hear what he had to say.
Well, I may as well bring it to air. Vlado Lemic, Alexander Isak's agent, just asking him for a comment this morning, does he want to join us? He's come back with a very short quote. It's nice when you have someone to be with, but it's even nicer when you know who you'll never be with again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be welcome.
Of course he won't be. Is this going to continue, fellas? The back and forth. I mean, he's already a Liverpool player, so why continue to keep bringing Newcastle into the fold? Why continue to make these statements? You got your player. The dirty tactics work. So the player's over there now. Why continue to, I guess, keep bringing? That was an elbow to Newcastle, for certain. That statement at the end. Let's start from the bottom there, Peter. How far is this going to keep going, man?
I think, like I say, it's ironic, isn't it? I mean, talk about defamation of character from someone who was sitting on the sofa watching his teammates try and score against Liverpool and Villa and Leeds, and he's on 150k a week and he's sitting on his arse. under contract, and he's annoyed about defamation of character. But
That's the first time I ever heard you curse, I think. So that's interesting. No, that's interesting. You seem to be pissed off about it, which is fair enough.
Well, I mean, it was scandalous, his behaviour. So yeah, it's pretty ironic, really, that this is now coming out, and he's angry about a newspaper writing bad things about him, about his attitude. But
you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
That right there, you're 100%. I agree with you, because remember I sent you a video, Mighty Win, of Shaka Hislop when he did. He obviously works for ESPN in America.
He didn't hold back.
He said you. What did he say? Like you don't have the right to bring up a moral high.
You can't. After what you've done, there is no way can you bring out a statement like that trying to claim the moral high ground. He says you forfeit all your rights to that moral high ground with the actions of your behaviour. You're currently on a contract. Dead simple, boy. You should be honouring it.
Glass house and stones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, I just think that it's his agent and his team of people trying to just wrestle back some of the narrative, maybe. Do you know what I mean? And trying to say, like, well, we're going to sue this reporter, we're going to sue this person, that person, and it just creates the headline that they want, and then that'll be it. I think it'll just quieten down after a little while, like after a few days.
Yeah, thank you,
They
Maddie.
could also be putting this stuff out to stop any future stories. I think his camp's just bloody sick of the stories as well, so it could just be a deterrent for future journalists to, maybe watch their mouths before they're putting out some certain pieces.
Well, that's what Matty Gorman's saying there in his super chat. Thank you for your super chat, Matty. Isak will be suing the Telegraph, not Edwards. And brother Tim's, I think, is that Tim?
It is I.
Evening, Tim, the terrible twin of Peter. Evening, lads, good show. Even if you found the source, you can't really sue someone for simply having an opinion. They feel he wasn't trying is different to we know he wasn't trying.
Yeah. And I mean, most Newcastle fans will agree that maybe in hindsight, after he's gone, after what he's done, that he was down to it. But I remember, man, when War Flags put up the Isak, the IKEA format, in the IKEA format, and all of that, I actually called it out as it was. We were doing the match. Why does he not seem bothered? Because he wouldn't even look at it. He wouldn't even acknowledge it. So, and especially after the Carabao Cup, it felt like he wasn't bothered. But again, that might be hindsight, playing with our minds. But maybe he's not that type of guy. Look at the interview he just did for Liverpool, man. I mean, he thought you thought he was trying to leave Liverpool. I mean, no character, no personality, no. I mean, as dry as it can be. So maybe that's just him. Maybe that's not his. He's a dry person. He's a cold person, and it is what it is. Now, I'm interested to know you guys' opinion on the player situation, because that relates to us now, the footballers. Because that have liked, that have shared, that have. I know Mighty Win thinks it's fine. I think Gary wasn't bothered too much about it, I think, yesterday. But what do you other guys think about the teammate situation? Because I'm actually going to reach on this one, and I'm going to say that I think Gordon, Sven Botman, what was the other twat that liked? Oh, Longstaff, but he's gone. There's another one somewhere.
Interesting one there from Tony T. Is that why Longstaff played crap for
he
the
played
last
crap.
year and a
He
half?
wanted
to get the move to Leeds.
Exactly. He played.
Just going the opposite direction, money.
There was another one that doesn't play though. The right back, I think, or right wing, all tatted up too. Anyway, they all like aside him, because he's not really. But the other ones, I think that's a statement. I don't think you just get to post and do all of that without thinking of the consequences. I want to get your thoughts, but before that, let's play a clip of Talksport today when they were talking about the situation and see what we think.
I don't think Anthony Gordon and Sven Botman have done what they did on social media to get a reaction.
What have they done to them?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Well, what do you think?
Why, I said to Danny,
why do you think
maybe a private message would have sufficed.
I've given you a reason what I think they've done it for, right? Go on.
So
What
you to get a reaction.
Well, I think it's a social media age. I think people can't help but either virtue signal or how wonderful they are, how much they support their colleague, right? For whatever reason. He knows they support him. Pick up the phone. I really support you, mate. Good luck with your career. Boom.
Yeah.
But why do it on social media? Because we are the age. So if I think that, right, that's my view of it.
Yeah.
Why do you think they did it?
Could they have done it to back him? To just give him some support?
I'm genuinely confused as to why they would.
Well,
want
if they're
to do
good,
that.
if they're good,
because as I said in the build-up to it, they've got to pull on the Newcastle shirt. They know what all that lot think.
Maybe
of
they're
how
both-
Isak
maybe
behaves.
Because they think he's justified to do what he did, probably.
maybe they're both strong characters, and they think I'll back my mate so they
Yeah.
can take some of the.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or maybe they think he's done nothing wrong. Or maybe they think that all the hysteria outside of the football club doesn't reflect the reality of what they know behind the scenes, which is more often the case.
Maybe he's never refused to play. We don't know that.
Correct.
Eddie Howe's never said he refused to play.
Ooh, okay, lads. I think this is going to take off the conversation. What do you think of this? I mean, is it a statement? 'Cause I think it is, man. I think it is because I don't.
I didn't want to drop it.
It's happening. Win. It's happening. You can drop it all you want to.
All we're doing is fanning the flames. Why? It's not worth it.
I want to know proper fans' opinions. Peter,
What?
Corey, Predator, and Andy.
Well, do you remember a couple of weeks ago, it was reported that it was a split in the camp. I think this
Exactly.
I think this maybe highlights that some players understood, or their opinion was that they understand Isak's behaviour, and then obviously I would imagine the majority maybe didn't understand it, and this is maybe showing that Botman and Gordon were the players who kind of like sympathised with them, and that maybe caused a bit of a split in the dressing room. I mean, I think they are united. They do seem united now, but
No,
yeah.
but that's what my thing is, because Win thinks it's irrelevant. No, it isn't, because these players are on the team. These players are on the team right now, making these statements. That some people like Win don't think it mean nothing. I do. I think they do mean something. If you support your mate, and like Simon Jordan was saying, if you really love him and you worship him and you wish him so well, you call him, you text him. Putting a social media takes a lot of time. To write down the right. But it does because you have to write exactly. You're a public person, so you can't just write whatever, right? It's not like you who writes anything on there. No, you have to write what you really want to put out there. So it's a deliberate action, man. Thank you, Tony T, for your super chat. Here's your money. Now validate my existence. Thank you very much, Tony. You are so important to us. Thank you very much.
You're alive, Tony T. We see you, mate. We see you.
Yeah.
Could it be, I mean, excuse if I'm just being naive here, or could it be that the individuals in question that have wished he's at the best are not clouding the area of personal life, business life? He might have been very good friends with him away from the football pitch. They might not even agree what he did at the training ground or what he's done to the rest of his teammates by potentially refusing to play or making it where Eddie wouldn't put him in. Let's say his behaviour was enough where Eddie says, look, I'm not going to play you. Maybe they're just separating that and saying, look, you were a good friend while you were here to us as a human being, so I'm going to wish you the best.
And you tell me if it's not a big deal, why hasn't Bruno and Joe Linton liked it?
Probably because Bruno's captain and he knows how it's going to be seen publicly. And
okay, so the armband makes him a very important player, okay, but so he can't do that. But Gordon doing it doesn't mean anything. I'm sorry, he doesn't have to have the captaincy. Now everybody, the vast majority of people right now thinking Gordon is the next one to do it, and it's not even like, let me see who, Tonali. If Tonali likes it, I would think, all right, what a twat. But I wouldn't picture him, doing that. But trust me, everybody here pictures Gordon doing the same thing.
What they should have done is inboxed him.
No, everybody here does it. You do. You've got an agenda against Gordon.
Okay, so let me ask the panel then. Andy, if you were to pick somebody told you, I don't know where, hey mate, somebody in your team, forget Isak. Isak hasn't done anything. Somebody in this squad is being petulant, is down tooling, is not playing, is throwing the prams out there, whatever you guys call it. So who would it be? Guess.
Yeah, I'd probably say not that I would say
exactly. You answer the question. Don't sugarcoat it now.
That's not a deep thinker. Now, Gordon said that he's a deep thinker in the overlap thing, but I think it's emotion sometimes can get over your head, and I think Gordon's probably of that type. But he maybe also the fact that he just doesn't care what other people think on the outside. He knows the reasons why he's doing it. We've all done many things that could be seen from the outside world. We go, why have you done that? But if you know deep down the reasons why you've done that are good, you just want to wish someone the best in their career. Yes, they've upset you. Yes, they've let your other friends of yours down. But if they haven't done anything to severely hurt your life or your family, then good luck to them.
Okay, that's one way of looking at it. I know why we don't have 6 points right now. So I think it did have I think it did have severe consequences. Predator, you haven't said anything in a while. Are you scared to win? Or what's going on?
Scared of your daddy.
I just think it's a non-issue.
Correct.
Players have friends. Who knew?
Yeah.
Like, should they have messaged them privately? Maybe. Is it going to piss people off? Definitely. Some. But does it change anything? No. We're going to go through a season. He's not here.
100%.
Who cares?
Totally agree.
By the way,
who cares? It's not going to impact any of our lives. So let them get on with it. If people want to run with little stories about, such and such like the post on there, well, and like, just move on from it. Honestly.
I'll tell you what. Let's move on from it. Let us talk about the Champions League. The team was confirmed. No Lascelles, no John Rudy. Thank goodness. I think it's a smart decision by Eddie Howe. New signings: Elanga, Ramsdale, Malik Chiao, Jacob Ramsey, Nick Voltemade, and Johan Vissa included. Lewis Hall, Lewis Miley set to be on B list with goalkeeper Max Thompson, whoever that is, on the B list as well. So shout out to Warren Denner for the super chat. It's all knicker-knackers and knockers in it. There you go. Thank you very much, Warren, for the super chat, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. And all of you out there, smash the like button because we only got 71 likes, 549 people watching. What's wrong with you, man? Come on, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, super chat, hit the bell for notifications, do all of the things you need to do. So that as far as Champions League is concerned. I do have a question though, because the Osula deal fell through. Everybody, first of all, are you guys happy that Osula hasn't left?
Yeah, I think we needed a third striker, to be honest.
No, but no.
Yeah, I
Win.
definitely don't oppose him staying. That's for sure.
I think Corey, you were witness to this. When you said we don't need a third striker, you said that. When I said we should sign a third striker, you said we don't need him, and Osula was already in Turkey, pretty much. You said that. You said we didn't. So now you're saying we need a third striker.
We do need a third striker. Because that's going to the African Cup of Nations. Prove that.
I think Wynn said that we don't need another 60 mil striker. I think that's what he was saying.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah,
that's not what he said.
The timing of it was the thing, isn't it? If Osula had been offered, if we'd been offered 38.5 for him 2 weeks ago, you would have taken him because you've got time to get somebody else. Whereas at the last day of the window, you've really got to wait.
By the way, listen, I would have still taken 30 million for him.
Well,
yeah, that was a crazy fee.
No, but let me tell you guys, because this deal fell through. As David Ornstein reports, that Aston Villa weren't able to proceed. Aston Villa, not the but the other club it was a loan actually, and it just didn't work out. But the Villa wanted him, and actually, I think for a few days it was reported. So you can probably say that just before that they started the conversations. But the Villa weren't able to proceed on a deal for William Osula. They really wanted him. I don't know for what. Because it would have been characterized under UEFA's accounting methods as being a swap after Ramsey joined Newcastle United. UEFA would have seen it as a trade-off, not independent deals. They would have amended downwards the profit Villa made on the Ramsey transfer. You tell me, what in the hell type of twat rule is that? Because it's clear and evident that they're not.
If it'd been Man United, would they have done the same thing?
Well,
that is my question.
No, it doesn't matter if two players.
Well, it does matter when Chelsea does whatever they want, but okay.
Well, we did it with Forest as well, didn't we?
But it went through. So why couldn't this go through?
I've got no idea.
I just read to you, man.
Maybe they needed the profit off Ramsey to balance their books.
Yeah, they would have.
Warren Dinnan, £5, thank you. Always knew when the mother-in-law was coming round because the mice used to throw themselves in the traps, chaps.
I think Warren has had too many Bruins. But hey, listen, man, you keep on super chatting away, brother. Just keep it respectful, though. Keep it respectful. But cheers to Warren. But no, I mean, I actually think you guys don't like my topics today, man. It's kind of over underwhelming, you know. I'm getting,
Well, yeah,
I'm
it's
getting
all
pissed off.
just Isak,
No,
man. It was sick of it.
I'm glad
I
he's.
was I was literally talking about Aston Villa, but okay, that knows that you're not even.
I think
you have dementia, but okay.
it's when I heard that Villa wanted him, I thought that was strange that we would consider like giving them a Sula. Like, okay, if we're going to swap with Watkins, then we'll talk. But yeah, I'm glad that he's staying because
And they could have made more money that way.
we need as many bodies as possible with the Champions League and all the cup games and all that. So
I just don't see it because a lot of Villa fans are in uproar because some are because we were in for Sula, but they were in for Sula, sorry, and some are because it's not fair. You know, the other clubs get to do whatever they want, blah blah blah, and they had issues with Crystal Palace. Well, it was actually their mistake, to be honest. But there's no issues with any other clubs. Chelsea literally selling Enciso to a club they own as well, and it's all public, man. All of this is public with Chelsea, and nobody cares. Nobody does a damn thing about it, you know. So I literally don't know why they would call this a swap when they're two different deals, not even on the same date. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know I don't know how much money we would have gotten for Villa, but I don't know if it would have been 30 million. I doubt it. I doubt
Apparently,
it.
Leverkusen was over 35 million, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't Leverkusen though. That was Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
if you're going to charge a German club where he's not going to have an impact on your 35 plus, you'd imagine that you're not going to let Villa buy him for any less, are you? Because he could have an impact on you. That would be my thinking, anyways.
Yeah. By the way, the owner of Newcastle United, Jamie Rubin, in New York, now he was asked about the transfer window. He said it has been a very long window, feeling delighted now to have a team now in a really strong position, competition in every position, and in a healthy financial state too, which ends on that one. And what do you guys make of the window? I mean, some of the lads on the bottom. Well, actually, even Andy Bell, we haven't heard from. God knows we hear too much about Win. So, Andy Bell, what do you make of the transfer window? Are we really in a strong position? Do we have competition in every position, as he said? Are we in a financial healthy state? You would assume we'd receive 125 for I guess I can't even say his name no more. So, anyway, for the
like Baltimore boys, we got to keep
the person we used to know.
The journey wasn't great, let's be honest, to get to where we got.
Oh, 100%.
Ultimately, the destination looks a lot brighter than what it was when we started the window. For me, when Martin Wissa's going to add depth, they're going to not only will they start together at times, I think it'll take a while before they do, but they also add we're not in panic stage if one of them gets injured, because not only that, Wissa can cover out wide as well. So if you look at that, we've got two numbers up front, which we didn't for the majority of last season because Wilson was injured for the majority of last season. You then add Jacob Murphy to a very good midfield. You're getting a good centre back in Thiago. You're getting good backup for the only place I look at on the team personally for me is right back. If Trippier gets injured or Livramento gets injured, I'm a little bit wary on what we've got in cover at right back because I think Trippier's coming towards the end now and it's getting pretty obvious. But when you consider our net spend is less than the Mackems, I think it runs at about 96 million or something with net spend. That's not bad. That should leave you in a positive position if they're in January or in the summer, we identify a player that can really evolve with, i.e. I think we need a creative 10. We will be in a position to go out there and buy somebody. Look, if you put it towards Man United, what have Man United done? They've spent more money than us, and so far they look disjointed still. So who's had the better window, us or Man United? I would say us.
Oh, interesting about that. Actually, I have this bookmark here. So, well, actually, I don't think I'm going to play it. But obviously, Man United's biggest YouTuber, Goldbridge, said that he recognized as much as he's given a shite. He has recognized that Newcastle United did have a better transfer window than Man United. I don't think it takes a blind would see that. They're a rubbish club, to be honest. But so it doesn't take much. But Yeah, you're right in that sense. Predator, what do you think about the transfer window? Are we solidifying every position? Are you happy? Are you content?
Overall, yeah. I'm still not going to give it a high rating because I want to see them all bed in and play together and see how they get on. I can't really give them a 8 or a 9 or whatever because they all need to play together and work together and see how they get on. If they don't, a couple of bad games and people's going to be on people's backs. People's already having to go at Ramsey because he's injured apparently. So, for me, I think we were a little light in midfield. We should have bought somebody who can play behind the likes of Big Nick and Wissa. Personally, I'd like to see Nick behind Wissa and playing a 10 because he feeds strikers better, whereas Wissa is more of a conventional number 9. So I think he could feed Wissa a lot of decent chances and they could work well together. But overall, yeah, I still think Osula, to me, he's not the quality we need. I know he's
We are knackered.
I know he's third choice, but do any of you feel comfortable him coming on and?
It's a third choice, yeah. He never
He came
played.
on and scored
Really?
against Liverpool.
He came. Quite honestly, he scored every time he's called upon, though. Really.
Yeah, it also allows us to play Voldemort and Wacer together because then we've got something coming off the bench. I think if Sula left, then I think that possibility was gone.
I think that is the problem. You can't play them together though. Actually, yeah, I heard you say that, Predator, and I just let it go by, but I didn't think about it. But it just makes no sense. Well, first of all, Eddie Howe has never really truly changed the 4-3-3. So what makes us think he's going to do that now?
He has changed it.
Yeah, the one or twice when he's scared, or when he's scared of leads or something like that. But
yeah, well, just another option, just a way to change the system, get the both of them on if things aren't working, and then we've also got a Sula off the bench. I think it just gives us more options in attack. It might not necessarily happen, but at least it gives us the option there. I feel like if we only had the 2 strikers, we're pretty limited to what we could do and what we could bring off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, for me, it's like he's now got options where he can change formation in game, before game, and he didn't have them options before because the squad wasn't that deep. The bench was crap, really crap, and now he's got options. So there's going to be times when teams are playing like a low dirty block, and we're going to need ways of breaking through it. Now he's got an option of switching the formation around and playing them 2 together, or Nick behind Wissa and so forth and so forth. Whereas we didn't have that option before. We came up against teams who were, let's say, not playing as well as we are, and we couldn't break them down. We were struggling against lower league teams, or teams that were finishing in the bottom half of the table, and we couldn't break them down. We can play against Arsenal and Man U and put in good performances because the players always step up.
But that's always been the issue, though. That's always been the issue, whether with people, with players, with injuries or not.
That's the point. Now he's got players where he can switch it around, come off the bench, and hurt other teams. Okay. Where he didn't have that before.
Thank you, Chris Lynch, for the super chat. Says very good window. Waldemar is going to be amazing. Amaze the fans. He's going to amaze the fans. Thank you, Chris Lynch, for that. Peter, what do you make of the window, man? Are we good?
I mean, it was looking rocky in July, sort of end of July time. It was looking a bit treacherous, But in the end, I would say, it's turned out to be. I think the squad we've got, it's exciting. I would say. I mean, at the time in sort of August, July time, I was hoping they would get Watkins, and I was hoping they'd maybe go for Damsgaard as well from Brentford, because he can unlock a door. In the end, I think Ramsey is kind of like that same position as maybe Damsgaard. So, but no, I mean, Wissa, he doesn't hang about in front of goal. Like, he knows where the goal is, and he's very quick to pull the trigger. And he's got some silky link-up play as well. He showed for Brentford. So, I mean, I'm happy with Wissa. I mean, obviously, he didn't behave very well. I know people will say I'm a hypocrite, but I don't think his behaviour was identical to Isak's. I will say that, but I think there's a few differences there. But yeah, I mean, not ideal in how he left Brentford. But yeah, and I haven't seen much of Voldemort. To be fair, I mean, we've all heard how great he potentially could be. So that is exciting. I like how we've got little and large kind of options,
Yeah.
And
how many times has that worked?
well, look at like which match was it recently when a long ball was played up? I mean, look at our goal against Liverpool.
Yeah.
You need to mix it up sometimes, and can you imagine him
Look.
being up there, 6 foot, whatever? I mean,
He's not the greatest hitter, but he can score.
Well,
he can
strange,
score.
out of all these goals,
No, but he can score.
he can score. But
No, he
out
can
of
score
all,
with
he's
his head,
only scored
man.
4 headers.
But he can score with his head.
Yeah.
When you just have to watch all those 4 goals to say the twat didn't just, the ball didn't just bounce off his head and score. He
Even just to hold up play as well,
can
though,
score.
innit?
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
He can score. Those against Liverpool would have been 3-0 with Waldemar up there.
The
Simple.
one thing I really like about Waldemar is I had a conversation with Winner.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Andy. Sorry, we got some super chats here. Warren Denning. I see Waldemar is progressive attack mid like BJ. Who is BJ?
No, that's Warren. What do you mean by BJ? I've been,
Because you gotta be careful with Warren, because I don't know who he's.
Exactly. I can't think of a player particularly who you might be referring to.
Brian Johnson's ACD star. He wasn't that.
Brendan Johnson, maybe, but fuck, that doesn't even make sense, does it?
No.
Maybe
Tony T.
Maybe.
Yeah, but he's presenting BJ instead of G, maybe. Thank you, Tony. Here's your validation. You're special-ish. There you go. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. So it's gonna be an interesting question. By the way, I'm every time I think I don't want to do because I want to watch him play. I want to watch Voldemar play. So I'm like, should I do a Germany watch along? But yeah, listen, I like international football, but it depends on the time and all that. But and then I took myself out of it. I'll watch him when he plays for Newcastle, and then I keep seeing, and then I keep seeing him training. I keep seeing, he looks proper, man. Like, with the German badge, with the Volkswagen insignia in the middle. So he looks proper, man. And I want to watch him play because I think he's going to be the big next thing in the Premier League.
Oh,
one thing that you will get from him, Chris.
What was that?
One thing you are going to get from him, he's going to drop in deep. And the one thing, it doesn't matter where he is on the pitch, he attracts players towards him. And the one thing we've got in our team in abundance is pace. If he drops in and the defenders push up and follow him in, and our wingers are wise enough and work on it enough to come in from out wide and damage that space, honestly, it's so simple. He doesn't even have to have the ball. He's just got to bring the defenders out of them, and then the wingers go. As long as we're playing balls over the top, and he's not bad with his feet. He's very good on the ball. I don't think he's what a lot of people, if you haven't watched him, a lot of people are going to expect him to be this strong brute. He's not. He's absolutely entirely different, and he brings others into the game.
But he is strong in the sense that he has, I guess,
Stronger than Isak.
he has nature's strength, I guess, which is just by being big. But I get it. He's not he's not a bodybuilder, but he's just strong because he's big. I tell you, man, you guys need to keep. If you haven't, go and watch Wiz's highlights. You will be impressed. You will be impressed. I mean, and I'm not buying this. Everybody looks good in highlights. No, you go look at Longstaff. He doesn't look. I don't care what Mighty Wayne says. He doesn't look good. I tried, but I couldn't finish the video. But Wissa, man, is on another level, man. Like,
how many goals with his weak foot?
I think he is underrated, man, because he literally scores goals like nothing. And like Peter said, he doesn't even think about it. He's got a shot from outside.
Yes.
I mean, he's got everything.
Instinctive.
He scores a lot from balls from the goalkeeper. They drop once, and he just catches it and scores like that. Those floaties over the goalkeeper all the time, man. So no, we're not going to play highlights win of anybody. Right?
This is Irish Assassin, who is referring to last night's show when we remarked that Amiobi had played number 9 for Newcastle in the Premiership era.
Jesus.
And here is the proof. That's
Yeah, number 9.
Amiobi scoring against, in the number 9, scoring his third ever goal against
Lockerin.
Leverkusen.
Was it not Lockerin?
Lockerin, sorry. Yeah, not Leverkusen, Lockerin.
There you
So
go.
Amiobi did play number 9. So Gary was not wrong, folks. There you go.
No, but I mean, was he not the best at the time? What year was this?
2001 probably.
I was in.
Or 2 or
2001.
3.
No, you can't.
I think.
I was
can't
in
be Alan
Cuba when
Shearer
that
was-
was played. Yeah, well, 2 or 3. Aye.
He can't be. Alan Shearer was number 9.
I was injured.
It was a friendly, wasn't it?
No,
Was it
no,
in Total
it was
Total.
in the Toto. Aye.
It's when Shearer did his ankle, innit?
It was pre-season.
That's right.
as well.
Shearer was out.
Yeah, but he only worked for 2 days, man, for 90 minutes, you know. But that's another topic. I mean, it might be an insignificant topic. People say 2001, 2002. It might be an insignificant topic, but I think numbers matter. I like Wissa. I don't know about number 9, but you know, numbers matter to me, and it may be significant, but to me it isn't. I like numbers, and but listen, it might be a trust as well, you know, from the club to say, okay, you're going to be. But I think that could also mean that he's going to start, and knowing that, and I know Eddie Howe too well as if I gave birth to him.
I know
And
him so well.
And he will not play. He will not change the formation. I don't care how many times Predator shake his head to left to right. He will not play. He will not change his formation. He won't. We want to hope that, but he doesn't.
Do you not think couldn't what's he called? Nick.
What's the matter, man?
Couldn't he play left attack?
Yes.
Nah, but not like, I mean, not a winger though, man.
Especially whilst Gordon is suspended.
That's
you never know. You
2
never know.
games,
We'll see. But yeah.
He's saying you never change
man.
formation. Isak's first season, we quite regularly subbed Isak on and went 4-4-2.
Yeah, but that's a sub. That's not a.
He's still changing his formation for at least.
He did when he was scared with Leeds last week. So, but that's not the norm though. You know what I mean? He saw Leeds and thought, "Whoa, I'm gonna get 5-0."
Right? If Wissa is the starter and he's banging them in, happy days. Then he'll have to just wait his turn. If he isn't banging them in, then he will come in sooner rather than later. You would have thought. So
I like your optimism. I like your optimism on Eddie Howe's, you know, playing who's ready and who's the best player. I like that.
I think he makes me more of a 4-4-1-1. Waldemar behind Wissa, because
the lineup that we were up on transfer deadline was, I think, the best lineup I have seen in a long time for Newcastle United, which was 4-2-3-1. Goalkeeper was Ramsdale. So I guess we gotta wait until next year for Ramsdale to come in. He'll be out back in Southampton. And then the back four was Chiao and Botman. Now you can argue Byrne. I will give you Byrne. Probably he's doing really good right now. And then right back you got Livramento for Trippier, because Trippier right now, who you can say Trippier needs to go down right now. I think
Tino needs to start before Kieran.
Every time I see Lewis Hall, he's ready to play, man. Yeah. I don't see this. He needs time. He needs game. He needs minutes. When he comes on, he's ready for it. So I would put Lewis Hall on the left, Tino on the right, Trippier take it. You know, it is what it is. Midfield, Tonali, Bruno. A little bit ahead would be Waldemar or Wissa. In up front, Wissa or Waldemar. But on the left, Gordon, and on the right, Ilanga. That is a very strong lineup, man.
I think it's 4-4-1-1 personally.
I guess nobody cares.
That's quality.
No, that's it. It's one of the best lineups I think we can field, to be honest. I don't think it gets much better.
Did everybody give their scores on the window?
Huh?
Did everybody give their scores on the window?
Scores?
You know, Predator said he wasn't going to mark it until he'd seen everybody play, which I
well, that's the sensible thing, actually.
Yeah, Corey, did
you?
But
But you can also say, I'm not going to judge how, what Predator said, but you can also judge on the signings in itself, like the signings. Newcastle making a sign. I think there's two different things there. But Corey, go on. Wayne wants to direct the show, so listen to him, I guess. I'm just painted here
If we're
on
rating
the
the
wall.
transfer window, I think it's got to be at least a bloody strong 7.5, I guess. I think if we bought an attacking midfielder just to break a few of these low blocks that we come up against, I would have been giving it as high as an 8 or a 9. But I think we lack a little bit of creativity from midfield. But I'm still heaps happy with the strength of the squad now. I think we have so much more quality off the bench, which we've seen we've really struggled with of late. So it's got to be a strong 7.5 for me.
Peter, what do you make of the window? Where do you score?
I think overall, honestly, I think time will tell. But just for now, looking at it, I think it's been pretty good in the end. I think, like in an ideal world, yes, you'd maybe have an extra player or two to add to it. Maybe someone in the middle who's maybe got a bit of pace, like more direct. To be fair, right, when we're talking about unlocking the door, I mean, I do think that's football in general. I think teams struggle to unlock the door because teams are just completely all in on this tippy tappy and.
Hey, but that's what we're doing, Peter.
Football.
Wait, Peter, that's what Eddie Howe's doing now.
It sometimes, yes.
Ain't no sometimes.
No, I mean sometimes we'll go long. Look at the Liverpool goal, with the Sula. We do sometimes go long. So whereas other teams are just completely rigid, they do not want to deviate. I do think we mix it up a little bit. I mean, yes, we do overplay at times as well, and I think that is modern day football. That's the kind of, for me, that's the kind of shitty side of football these days is that it's gone too far that way. But so when we talk about unlocking the door, I think it's a broader issue that we're kind of touching upon there. But yeah, I rate the window. I think we've done well in the end. I'm pretty happy.
Do you ever see in a normal world? Do you guys ever see Ramsey coming in for Joe Linton? We're not going to see it because Eddie, he doesn't do that. But do you see Ramsey? Because when I saw a little bit when he was playing against Leeds was it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like what he was doing. I really like what he was doing. So, do you ever see that?
Yeah.
Him coming on. I mean, it has to be for Joe Linton because.
I think
for sure.
Really astute signing.
Well, here's the thing. Normally, when Joey Linton has been taken off, other than when he's been injured, who's come on to replace him?
Willock,
exactly. So do we think Ramsey is better than Willock?
Yes.
Personally, without a doubt, I do. And if that's the case, then it's an improvement.
Well, he can't be any worse, can he?
I think Joe Linton.
Oh, by the way, Longstaff, of course.
I think Joe Linton's going to be more of a starter against the top sides in Europe, more of a destroyer. So we've got more chance to stay in the game. Whereas in games where we're expected to be the dominating team or the stronger side, I think that's when you'll see Jacob Murphy.
Predator, what do you guys say?
Sorry, mate.
I mean, is Ramsey an improvement on Willock and Longstaff? Definitely. Willock can't stay fit. For me, I'd like to have seen him sold. Obviously, Longstaff's not with us no more, so yeah.
Well, he's still alive, but he's not with. It sounded like you got shot there for a second, man.
We got an awful lot of 8 out of 10s in the chat. There's the odd 5 from Michael Mick, but there's a lot of 8 out of 10s for the window in the chat.
But the thing is.
Overall, look at the window, considering how it started, which was absolutely abysmal.
But that is an issue in itself, Predator.
If you listen, like at the beginning of it, we didn't really say who we were going to sign, and then all of a sudden we started signing, and then more coming in, and more were coming in. So we've ended up better off, but some of them are not even proven in the Premier League, i.e. Voltemata. So until we see him play and actually integrating with his new teammates, we cannot really decide, has it been a good window or has it been a bad window?
Go on.
In terms of squad depth and numbers added to the bench and stuff, yes, it's been a decent window, better than last 3 windows, obviously. But will it be a great window? Only time will tell.
Exactly, but see, that's my issue with the happy clappers. And I'm not saying you are, although you seem to be one. Not when you're chatting though. When you're hiding behind the keyboard, you're a bedwetter. But when you come on here, you want to be Mighty Wins son. Thank you, Warren. And then it says to mix it up, you need interpretive thinkers. Says Warren. Thank you for that super chat.
Yeah,
No, hold on, because
I just want to. I'm sick of being a parrot. But what we've done this window is we've replaced Dubravka with Ramsdale, Longstaff with Ramsey,
Corey can do
Almiron with Alanga,
Andy can do that.
Lascelles with Chow,
Predator can do that.
Isak and Wilson.
No, not Chow. No,
Wolfie
actually, my bad.
and Wissa.
Yeah,
If
so
that's not an improvement, I don't know what is.
Well, first of all, again, man, we're always gonna be the bad guys, right? Because when you said replace Longstaff, wow, what a task. But so yeah, we're always gonna be the bad guys. But let's not go there. Let's go here, because what Predator said. If you compare how we started, but that is an issue. Mm-hmm. That is an issue because it shouldn't have been that way. It shouldn't have started that way. It should have just been like a
striker, man. How many more names?
We all know it shouldn't have started that way, but that's exactly how it did start. We kind of changed.
But why? You can't say the window started. No, you can't say the window started like that because misfortune or no. We shot ourselves on the foot. We can never do that ever again.
No.
DOF. I'm talking about the transfer window.
We lost out on players that wanted to go and play for the so-called cartel clubs. That's why we lost out on players.
Why couldn't you? Well, first of all, why did you?
Which is fair enough.
No, but why did you? We got Ramsey, who nobody were in for really. We got Ramsdale, nobody were in for him. Why did we? Where we were linked with Trafford for 3, 4, 5 years,
right?
Instead of just getting the deal done, and we ended up giving them Dubravka. It makes the whole situation was a total cook up, and it shouldn't have been that way.
We had no CEO, we've had no DOF. We've been running rudderless.
So that's not good. So again, so you're agreeing with me. I
agree that it's been an absolute shit show, yeah.
Okay then. So why are you arguing with me?
What do about that?
Well, there's nobody arguing with that.
I think I'm giving it a score as a result rather than the process, though.
As I said,
all along, but I forget
the window on the first.
I don't listen. I don't care about numbers and scores and all that. Let's talk about the window. We can't keep. I keep comparing it to the important exam that we got on Monday. We gotta go on the piss all weekend, not study at all. And just because we passed the test doesn't mean that we gotta. That's the method. That's the formula. No, don't go on the piss. Study all weekend and pass your test. That's the way to do it. Because the way we handle the situation, that cannot be repeated again. It cannot be repeated again. Whose fault was it? Because now we get to say, yeah, Rams, we got all the signings, so it was great, honky dory, unbelievable, amazing. No, we've got to do some critical thinking here.
Who said it was hunky dory?
I never said you was, but Mighty Win said it did.
Hunky dory, but
no, I didn't. I've been saying it.
Yeah, you did.
Show all window.
But when you criticize something, you always say that we're happy, that we're bedwetters, that we're negative FC, and all that crap.
What I said all along was judge the window on the 1st of September.
Yeah.
So again, my point is everything is great. Then we got the players, so it's good.
No,
so we can just keep doing the same thing every window.
It's ended up at 7 out of 10. No, that's because, and purely because, and it's the last time I'm going to mention his name, the twat caused all the debacle that he did.
Listen, hold on, let me show the classic response. What you're entitled to, Kevin. Jesus Christ, relax. Our 4th year of competing, it's a learning curve. Look at where we were. The classic always makes it onto the show. The classic response. Look at what we were with Mike Ashley, with all of that. I keep telling you, Mike Ashley was a scum, and that's never where Newcastle United should have ever been.
But we were.
That's not the norm. That's not the norm. That's not the norm at all.
You preach it to the choir. We all know that.
Well, apparently Mighty Win doesn't. Did
If
you
we-
hear him? He disagreed with you.
If we take everything that's had to be overcome across the window, things could have been a lot worse. It could have upset the whole dressing room. We might have even lost another top player after what went on. So the fact that we've been able to hold on everyone except from the unspoken individual, and add quality to the team and quality on the bench, for me, the one question that's going to be is the one thing that we've always criticised Eddie for is substitutions, and he's always had the excuse that he's never had any quality on the bench. Well, now you have, so you better use it, because if you don't start using your bench, that's the whole point of the transfer window, to not only improve your first 11, you've got to improve your squad. Therefore, they push your 11 to be better than where they are originally. I.e., are we going to see even better from Tino this season, because he's looking sharp? Is Lewis Hall going to go to another level, because he's going to be pushed by Trippier? Because for me, Trippier's in competition with Lewis Hall now. Tino's were first one to start, in my opinion, wing backs. So is Trippier going to push Lewis Hall? Then you've got Botman, who's got a big point to prove after his injury. Thiau's going to be breathing down his neck now. You've got Ramsey, who's going to be even pushing Tonali, because Tonali's, as much as we all know what he's capable of, he's able. He pass games pass by. He can't have games pass you by anymore. You've got someone that's willing to come in and push it. In a game of the strikers, we've got Elanga, who for me can play right across the front three. Obviously, you don't want him up front, but Elanga can play on the left. He can play on the right. So the other two wingers, Gordon and Barnes, have got people pushing them. So that for me gives you a couple of points straight away, because what you've done is you've improved your squad when everything seemed doom and gloom 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. I think we had a good window. Not by the process, by
I mean,
just the
I'm
skin of our
not.
teeth.
The
When it
process
comes to-
was shit.
Voldemir and Chow, I mean, I've not really seen them play, so I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
What are they made of? Let's find out. I mean, and like you say, time will tell whether they are good signings, but they've got a good reputation. So I'll see what they've got. And I mean, even Ramsey, to be fair, I've seen him here and there, but I can't say I've watched them loads. So, but we've seen what Eddie Howe can do with, I think, that kind of player that's got a lot of energy. He seems to be quite good on the ball as well. Good technique. So to me, it's just like about, let's discover these players. Let's see what we can mold out of this squad.
About Voldemar, there's people that like the stats. There's people that are really into stats. And Nick Voldemar's stat is fun stat is this. He is one of 3 players in Tier 5 leagues. That would be Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, probably Ligue 1 and Serie A. That with 18 plus touches in midfield third and 8 plus touches in the attacking penalty area. The other 2 are Ousmane Dembele and Jamal Musiala, German English player. So that is crazy, man. Obviously stats. I'm not gonna go against my own argument. I could care less about stats, but they mean something. Now you got to watch the player play, obviously, but that is crazy.
Nothing beats the eye test.
That's weird. And I'll tell you what about the eye test. I think tomorrow we're gonna scratch the late night show and we're gonna do the Walter Mata watch along. I think we might do that. I think that's gonna be interesting for people on this channel, not RCM, because it pertains to Newcastle United. So I think we might do the Walter Mata watch along. We still got a new show tomorrow at midday with Gary and the person that I used to know as a friend, Mighty Win, and now he's a nemesis. So him and Gary, bless his soul, puts up with Mighty Win. He needs a pay raise. But yeah, so I think that might be a good one, lads. What do you think? I mean,
I think.
But do you guys think though that Voldemar now? I mean, by wanting, I don't know if fans really want to put pressure on him, but it almost like it's inevitable. The pressure is building, and in his price tag, although he has nothing to do with it, puts a little bit of pressure as well. He's the most expensive player Newcastle has ever bought.
Yeah, but that doesn't say a lot in the real scheme of things.
No, but it does. But it does because Sesko went for it.
And as for the price we paid for him, for a striker in this day and age, it's kind of run of the mill.
How long did Sesko go for? How much? Not long.
75 plus add-ons.
Exactly. So it's the same. You know, Man United paid that. You know, it's not like we paid cheap for a center forward. We paid what we paid. But for us, I mean, if you will, we're not used to that. So I think that fans, like, you know, Peter, like myself, proper fans, we want to watch him play. Andy Bell, you too, man. You're laughing a little bit, so I'm going to include you in that.
I didn't hear my name mentioned in that, Chris. I'm a little bit heartbroken.
And Corey. And Predator's giving me a death stare. There you go. Proper fans, we want to watch it, but, you know, but that anticipation also puts pressure. It's about him, whether he has the personality to deal with it. I mean, and what do you guys think?
I think he's going to have the personality because he's obviously going to be Germany's number 9 for the long term. I don't see he's kicking him out of the German starting spot.
I'll tell you what will come as a huge surprise to him. The adulation and recognition that he gets away from the training ground in the stadium in his everyday life. He will not be prepared for the fact that every single person he bumps into will be wanting a bit of him.
No, but
that is pressure.
But that could also become pressure because now he has to do it. And I'm not on edibles. I only drink water now. I'm a water man.
It's how he reacts to that that's going to have a big bearing on what he do. Hopefully the lads will have him prepared for it.
Well, you can't prepare for that, really, man. I mean,
I agree.
You can't prepare for that, but it's a great problem to have. But I think there's a lot of expectation, good and bad, or whatever you want to call it. But even we're tomorrow.
Maybe that's what Isak couldn't handle.
Which is crazy because Wissa's goals are Isak's goals. Some of them are really good, unique ones are really good. One against Liverpool before the final, really excellent goal. But they're nowhere near what Wissa has done in the Premier League as far as quality goes. It's unbelievable, man. I was shocked yesterday when I was watching.
See some of Walter Martins.
Yeah, but Walter Martins is good. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. I agree with you. By the way, there's no Eddie Howe out panelist here, right? Predator, you're not Eddie Howe, are you? Yeah, no. But there's a few out there that are. I mean, Tiger Studios was for a long time. Some fans are still out there. I think they're a bit numpties.
Jeff Boogie.
No, they're not Eddie Howe. They'll stop lying on people. They're criticized.
Why? Not you do it to me all the time.
They use their heads and think, unlike you. Now listen.
I rest my case.
Now then, I say that's wrong. Eddie Howe deserves his job, and he needs to keep on going. But I also thought about the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Bobby Robson at the time. Now, at the time, there was a Tiger Studios called Mighty Win who was Robson now. At the time. So now he looks like a lovely grandpa. But at the time, he was one of Bobby Robson's biggest nemesis. He wanted him out. He wanted him out. He was Bobby out. Well, today marks, on this day, 1999, Sir Bobby Robson was announced Newcastle United manager at the time, legend of the club. But at the time, Mighty Win was Bobby out. Shame on you. Shame on you, man.
And here's the thing.
No, don't try to excuse yourself.
Yeah. No.
Andy's saying, exactly. He was wrong.
I got my way.
Of course. Because you were a petulant little child at the time.
I was indeed. We sacked Bobby Robson, and look where we ended up after we did. Prove that we're be careful what you wish for, because prove that we're wangers. I've said a million times, I don't hide from the fact I wanted.
But actually, you never admitted that you were wrong. You never admitted you were wrong. You actually said you doubled down when I asked you on the live show, and you said, yeah, he needed to go. It was his time to go. So are you taking it back?
No.
So why should you put blame on?
That's how I felt at the time.
So did we make a mistake sacking Robson at that point?
Absolutely, we did.
I think everything's proved that we did make a mistake.
They should have either he should have left in that summer, or he should have stayed for the duration of that season.
They should have maybe brought in an assistant who was assertive, who could have dealt with the problems in the dressing room. It's been well documented what was going on in that dressing room. We were just taking the piss out of him because he was old and he couldn't keep up with it all. If you're getting someone in that was a little bit more assertive, like what was the lad that Leicester, Nigel Pearson, who would have been all over that.
Exactly. So, I'm just saying, man, when he always doubled down, he's always been even now he wants him out. He's already going. But Mighty, well, no, hold on, go to the first one there.
Got a few, yeah.
Okay, so wins not been. Put it on. We got to read super chats, man.
Tony
We got to
T
acknowledge people, and as Tony said, acknowledge that they exist.
Yeah, Tony
wins not
T's first.
wins not been the same since the final. He must be trying to get moved to the loaded mag. Good show, people. There you go. He's trying to. You see, he's trying to explore his options. He's trying to explore his options, but he knows damn well not to backstab me because I will destroy his career if he leaves this channel. Anyways,
I'll send him a message on Twitter. It's fine. Saying good luck, mate. It's fine.
Exactly. Well, he go now. Andy's gonna He's gonna like his post. Hey,
put an
good luck, man.
Instagram
Wishing nothing but the
appreciation post
best. Sack Andy Bell. Sack too. All of you.
I ain't got no.
The mighty MILF magician of Fish and Fair Club says, "Damn, 2 mighty wins tonight." Ah, and that is funny actually. We mentioned it earlier, but yeah, that's crazy, man. You guys, come on, show your mug, right there. Hey, one vapes, the other one smokes cigarettes. So we gotta get that sorted. Well,
we gotta get him washing his feet with his socks off.
All right, there we go. I like Peter though. He drinks water, man. I like that. Just like me, cleansing ourselves right now. We both look sharp. We both look healthy. Warren Den in there says, Chris, did you just say now and then? Oh, what? Did I? I don't know. But anyways, thank you, Warren, for the super chat. Let me see. Actually, let's go with some comments here about the
Lord.
Got a load of star comments, and if you star them, you know damn well they're numpty comments. So we'll have to filter these out. NUFC MVFC. What is MVFC? Mount Vernon Football Club. I don't know. Either way, let it all go. Same with the fans. And
My very favorite club.
My very favorite. Okay. Player farewell comments. Don't make it worse than it is. Hoof the rat, says Mighty Quinn. Isak is
biggest.
There you go.
Reference to Life of Brian.
Welcome to the Pope Hate Channel. Pope Hate Channel. Well, there you go. Let's go at it then. Ramsdale, is he ever going to get an opportunity, or is Pope? Is he going to have to? Is Eddie waiting for him to just let everybody know? Basically, sack himself in front of everybody's eyes.
Exactly. That's the only way. The way Ramsdale gets in is by Pope having a disaster.
But you would also argue that that's a manager that has no loyalty, man. Like, you're gonna sack me on my first mistake?
No, because rightly, as Tony T is saying, you do not sack somebody who's in form and 2 clean sheets away from.
No, but I'm saying, but you make one mistake and you sack me. What kind of loyalty is that, man?
Well, I don't think it'll be one mistake, unless it's a real.
I honestly don't think Ramsdale's his replacement long term. I don't think Ramsdale's that much better than him for him to take his place. We'll have to go elsewhere again.
I was surprised that Ramsdale didn't start the season. I expected him to still be number 1, to be honest.
120K a week, man.
Wouldn't surprise me to go back for Trafford at the end of the season.
Ramsdale's such a great keeper, though. Surely we're not forgetting his season at Arsenal.
Or in the winter.
Dean Henderson's far and above better than them. He's England's best goalkeeper at the minute, in my opinion.
Who, Pope?
No, Dean Henderson.
No,
you don't rate Pickford?
I still think Pickford takes unbeaten.
No. I think Henderson's the long-term England.
Much as it breaks my heart to say so.
And by the way, we will have England, as much as it pains me, because we should have America there, but we will have England playing against Andorra. And you guys are going to struggle as usual and do all that BS. But you're going to have against Andorra on RCM Football Channel, so subscribe to our second channel. And Predator will be there as well, watching the mighty England. Have some shame, all of you English folks. None of you ever just are proud and excited for England. Like, what the heck? I thought you guys would be, man. England, at one point in time, governed 2/3 of the world. And now, nobody.
It's a sin to be proud to be English now, man. It's a sin.
And we may bring Australia into the mix at some point, Corey. We may bring it in, man.
Chris, what happened in the Gold Cup final? I seem to forget what happened a few months back.
Well. First of all, the last World Cup final. Oh,
Gold
listen,
Cup.
listen, man. Look. The U.S.
Viva Mexico.
It's only U.S. and Mexico really that govern this side of the area. But yeah, we did lose. It's either one of the other loses every time. Poor Jamaica never make it, or anybody else for that matter, or Panama. I think Panama made it once, and that was like the best ever. So, but either way, we're gonna have England against Andorra, and then Serbia, England as well. I think that's the second one.
Interesting.
Tough game.
So, and that's gonna be interesting. Blahovic, Dusan Blahovic. Why would that be interesting, man? He's not even a Toon player. I mean, what? Why are you trying to make rivalries? Now you made up the Liverpool rivalry. Now you want to make Serbia England rivalry. Is that it?
Warren Dinning, thank you again, Sunshine. We missed a trick with Donnarumma, me think.
We certainly did.
He's going to be a good sign then.
Yeah, wages doing it.
Aye.
Oh, you don't know that, man. You got to get in the situation to say, look, maybe players are willing to give in a little bit.
I know he's going from PSG to Man City. That's it.
How old is
That's
he,
all you need to know.
Oh, but Man City weren't in for him until Trafford started messing up. He's still good, man.
About 28, I think.
He's still good. All right, Geo Toon. He's like actually.
He's telling me he's
Geo
20.
Toon's.
Can it be?
Nah, he's probably late 20s, man. Don't remember the proper. Yeah, see, so he's. I don't know why PSG.
Premier League goalkeeper that he'll play in it.
26, February 99, so he was 26 in February.
I mean,
I forgot that he broke into the Euro team like when he was 18 or something. When he was dead young when he broke into.
I don't understand PSG's method on this one, other than they might like their new goalkeeper, but Italian international.
Wasn't he like the highest paid player in League One though for a goal? I think he was like the highest paid player.
Maybe that could have
been.
been. Maybe that could have been.
Chevalier is going to be the next Golden Gloves goalkeeper. He's watched him for 4 years. He's brilliant.
Geo Toon, he's like Ashley and Bruce. They can't fully leave our club. There you go. Dr. Abuesa, Ilanga and Isak laughing and joking during training. Well, what can they do? I mean, they're
playing for the same team.
Yeah. David McClay says, no chance Newcastle get dragged into this. At best, Isak could go after the Telegraph, but journos will never burn their sources. Likely ends with a denial plus PR spin. Not a courtroom.
I do hope Kraft took some itching powder though to Sweden with him.
Yeah. I think they're all fine. I mean, some players just don't want to get involved. I mean, they might just say, I'm not going to do what he did, but I can't, just not be friends with twat. I mean, we all got friends that are twats, man, and sometimes, it's like I got Mighty Wayne, he's rubbish, but it is what it is, man, so.
Oh, cheers, man.
Oh, there you go, Andy. There you go, Andy.
He's pointing at me. I think he's
pointing the wrong way. Sorry, bud.
Guys here says we played our best football for the last 3 years in a 4-3-3. Don't change it. Look at the Liverpool game. Got after them and battered them with 10 men. Changed it at Leeds and was the worst performance.
Here's a theory for you, Chris. Do you not just think Eddie's looked at the market? He's tried and failed to get a striker that's a similar mold to Isak, and then he's just looked at it and went, look, there's no way we're going to be able to bring in a striker that plays like Isak of the standard. So let's change the mold and go for something entirely different. And I think that's why they went for Waldemar, because he's entirely different. We can't get something that works.
I think he's very similar to Isak myself.
No, not very similar. I think it's better. And he has bollocks.
I think he's just went, let's mix it up. Let's go a different direction.
No, but I don't think that's it though, man. I don't think so. I think he got a replacement for Isak with Waldemar, and then he had to get a backup. That's why. And by the way, the deal almost didn't go through with Wissa, and I gave Gary and Win will talk about that one in depth because Craig Hope put up an article about it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna talk about that, man. Boy, that would. I think that would have determined our window because you need a backup. So, Warren says, "Hey, we're paying 10 million loan and 130 for Ramsdale.
120 a week, is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then it costs 16 million in it. 6 million.
I feel like you need to have a why can't the manager, unless he doesn't believe Ramsdale is better than Pope, but why would he bring him on? Because if he does think he's better than Pope, and you're paying him this amount of money, and you think he's gonna be he's the number one, why wouldn't you play him? Why would you wait for a mistake to happen? Why don't you have the personality to say, I'm the man here, I'm in charge, boom, you play. I never understand
Nick Pope
that.
was done for after the Celtic debacle.
Boy, you and I thought the same thing, man.
Yeah, you can make a case for that, like.
I mean, that
So I was
was
surprised that he kept the spot, but I guess, is it 2 clean sheets in 3 games? I guess you can't complain too much with that. But I like Ramsdale, isn't it? I think he's got like an infectious personality as well, and like he's quite vocal. I think when he plays in goal, he kind of marshals the defence in front of him. So I wouldn't mind seeing Ramsdale be given a chance, but I guess we'll see.
Edward Norris says, realistically, I think Newcastle needed another quality midfielder in this window. Isak could be the best of the incomings. The team needs more goals spread around the team. What do you make of that? Another midfielder, but then again, what you going to wait until Joe Linton makes a cock up or something? I don't know for them to play.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I think we need a 10 as well, personally.
But I think Ramsey can score.
I think our current midfield get into some great positions on the edge of the box, and they just don't pull the trigger. That's something that they should be working on in training for me. If you get into that position, pull the trigger. It doesn't matter if you. I mean, obviously, it does matter if you shoot miles over the ball. That's what the training should. That's what the training should be doing. But you should be having a shot because it creates havoc.
But now we are playing from the back even more, and you remember there's I thought of you, Peter, not for desertedness, but because of one of the things you said before, that everything is tiki taka. But Livramento against Leeds, was it that he tried to walk the ball in the net?
I agree. It does go too far sometimes, and I'm pulling my hair out watching it. Like you say, Win. I mean, with midfielders as well, if you get on the edge of the box, that was like a trait that attacking midfielders would have in their locker, is to pull the trigger in those moments. And it seems like if you're an attacking midfielder these days, you don't have that attribute anymore, and it's like it's just slowly being kind of like extinguished out of the game a little bit. So yeah, no, I do agree. We do overplay too much still a little bit. So
do you think the lack of shots is because they're frightened the coaches is going to say we've lost possession of the ball because you've done we have to start again?
It's been coached out of him. It's just completely been coached out of him. Every team plays the exact same way. It's copy and paste football.
Yeah,
it's just it's boring, to be honest.
Imagine Lampard now. How many goals did he get where he hasn't hit it really well? It's hit the back of a defender, it's hit a heel.
Hold on. But the problem, but that is because nobody plays with a 10 anymore. Lampard is a 10. He was right there outside the box, ready to shoot, lock and load every time. Gerrard, all those twats were ready to shoot at any moment, man. But now we don't play with a 10. Now they're too low. So
I don't think players are given
I
responsibility.
don't think Lampard was a 10 though.
No, he was Nate, so was Gerrard.
But he was right there, man. He was right there to shoot the whole time, man.
Yeah, that was the thing. He had a shot, and he would have a shot. That's the thing.
Even the likes of Haman, when he was at Oz, he'd take a shot on.
But Haman was doing it for us.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, though, I mean, I think Lampard and Gerrard were unique in their shooting abilities. Not everybody has that, obviously. I think Tonali would, but it leads me to believe that it's an instruction. Yeah. And now it's a problem for the player that just can't think for himself and just shoot, and it's a problem from the coach. I'm assuming it's the coach telling him not to shoot and just pass the ball until we can score it in. I think both are at fault, because as a player you need to have some independence, man. You see the ball, shoot.
Also, defenders, if they think you're going to shoot, 90% of the time they're distracted of what's going on around them. So let's say you've had a shot early on in the game and you've put one wide. If someone's making a run off the other centre half, you can play them in because they're probably going to do that, thinking you're shooting, you can play them in. Whereas they know we're not going to shoot now, so they just stand in front of you like this. Pull the tension's on you. So for me, even having a shot, even if you know it's going to go wide in the early on the game, puts doubt in the defender's mind, going, right, are you going to shoot or are you not going to shoot? I don't know what to do. Do I back off you? Do I go to you? If I go to you, then there's a ball in behind. If because the offside line's broken, then once they step out, so I'm
Less
talking
predictable then.
effect and it infuriates us.
Yeah, it's became like chess. Basically, you've got like 11 chess pieces on a.
Yeah, well, that's how half the team's set up now. They're just defending a low block, have friggin' 8 of the players in the box sitting. They've got 2 up front waiting for a counter attack, and it's just back and forth, back and forth. One team walks the ball into the net, the other team just low block, and then bang on the counter. It's so many goals now. It's just counter attack after these bloody.
One thing I can't stand is when there's a corner and then they try to do the not throw it in there, but pass it back, and then they just end up passing it back to the goalkeeper. Like it's just completely. I mean, it makes me so upset. All right, last comment here. Irish says, as Corey said, we need a playmaker. We should go try and loan Lee Kang in from PSG, and the loan window still open. Frankie de Jong to cover J7. Frankie de Jong, loan market. I mean, come on, Frankie de Jong. That is wine and dine proper midfielder right there, man. I don't think Peter would like that one.
What about Diaz from Madrid? Young kid, he might not play a lot of football.
Yeah.
Like, little tricky lad. He's
loan deals are available. If you need some, you gotta get a loan. What's the problem?
I think his name is.
Yeah.
He's exactly what we miss. Someone that just head down drives at them.
Well, that Korean player could potentially. I've forgotten his name, but he's not in. He hasn't been in the squad lately, but maybe he could be a bit of a dark horse.
Yeah. Bob Burton, is that how you say it? Burton. Says, as a season ticket holder, I've never heard anybody in the ground who wants Eddie Howe out. He's the best manager and coach we've ever had in 60
I have been saying that, Bob, for months.
Although, but you've been going to the stadium 68 years, and Bob is 68. So, but you've been wanting Bobby Robson out. Once you lost all credibility. The same. Shaka Hislop said the same about Isak. You've lost all credibility when you wanted Bobby out.
Correct.
At the time, the best manager ever, and you double down now. So I don't want to hear you ever again.
Wasn't the best manager? Eddie's the best manager ever.
At the time, you can argue at the time he was. So.
No, he wasn't.
All right, man.
Kevin finished second.
My goodness. Alan Tom's a spot-on win. We have never recovered from sacking Sir Bobby until Sir Eddie Howe came simples. There you go.
The new boulevard up to the new stadium. Howie.
Is Alan trying to tell us that he wasn't a fan of Graham Souness?
Grand Center. Hey, by the way, Pardew did this.
Let's not start on a low and finish on a low, please.
Pardew is actually. I'm not going to put him in the same category, but Pardew is the only manager.
Did a great job.
Pardew is the only manager that gave me hope as a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, he did a very good job.
The only one. I mean, Bobby obviously, but I was too young. I was too young at the time.
Obviously, he could have done a better job if he wasn't at the casino so much.
No, well, I'm lying. Actually, I'm thinking at the time where I really wanted Newcastle. Like I was like, it would upset me Newcastle watching just all the time. But the Spaniard, I forgot his name now.
Rafa.
Goodness, Rafa Benitez. He actually was. I like him, but he's actually divided in the fan base. Some say he wasn't good, some say he was. I thought he was brilliant.
He was pragmatic. He worked with a bit like Eddie at the start. He worked well with what he had available.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, the chains on hard Rafa.
Let me tell you something. You give Rafa Benitez this squad. He won the Champions League with players that not even their mamas thought they were going to win the Champions League. I mean, and listen, Gerrard was good, but that was about it.
Adopted Geordie to do it for them though. When Haman came on in the second half.
Yeah, but you said you wanted Haman. Is the same thing as Isak.
I didn't want Haman out.
Okay, man. Anyways, Cloud Cuckoo, £5 win. The sky's blue. Chris, here you go, lying again. Put this towards your marriage counseling. I'm rooting for you guys. Thank you very much, Cloud Cuckoo. Anyways, we've got a good show. Been lovely. When you've been wrong, Andy Bell, thank you. Predator, Corey, and Peter, you guys are unbelievable. Peter, welcome back, mate. Peter, man, you gonna come back? You're back now?
I think so. Yeah.
What the damn, man? We have to talk about the contract. We got to talk about the contract.
We'll sit down.
Yeah, we still have to negotiate. Yeah, we have to negotiate. There you go.
Technically, he could have been on already. We just don't know it.
Well, that is true, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, was it Tim or you was on the other day?
No comment. So.
Hey, Predator, did you like it, man? You were shaking your head a lot, like you were disagreeing with us.
Just disagreeing with most of what you were saying, but it's fair enough.
Man, listen, it won't be the first time, man. Won't be the first one. But let me tell you something. Hated, adored, but never ignored, baby. You'll be back again tomorrow to watch me. So, anyways, thank you all, lads. I appreciate you very much indeed. Corey, you're a top lad, man. Thank you, Andy Bell, top lad. Win, you're knackered. And the super chatters, thank you, Warren Denning, multiple times for your super chats. Appreciate you, mate. Michael McIntyre, Matty Gorman twice, Tony T multiple times, Chris Lynch, thank you, mate. Let me see. Damn, Tony T and Warren Denning were competing against each other tonight. The Mighty Mills Magician official fan club. There you go. And Cloud Cuckoo, thank you very much, all of you, for your kind donations. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, midday UK, Gary and Win. And then we're going to have at, I think, maybe 7:30 or so p.m., the Voldemara watch along. So we're going to be taking a look at our best striker. Well, I say best, I don't know, but it might be, what's his name? Little guy might be the one. Who knows? But we'll have to watch it.
They're both at it.
Maybe we need to do maybe we need to do the Congo watch along as well.
The Quinn Rat Boy combo.
There you go.
The Tosha Keegan combo.
Okay, man. The Peter Crouch and the other little guy. What's his name? Defoe. Yeah, exactly. That is. I'm telling you, watching them two on the pitch is going to be a laugh, man. I'm telling you. But anyways, lads, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We'll be back again on the next one. Cheers, folks.
Yeah, everyone.
See you later, kids.
How are the lads?
How are the lads?
In bed.